Hello students, this video is for Mr. Ferris's class, doing a quick research question about the impact of technology in our lives. We have 4 questions that you need to be able to answer through this research. It's actually a few extra questions are sneaking in there towards the end. The requirement is only to write a couple of paragraphs. My practice one was 3 paragraphs long, so it's not a big writing assignment, it's more of a research assignment. And if you do good research, the writing part is super easy. So let's talk about that. First of all, we need to talk about accuracy and bias in your sources. These are things that I hit you up on all the time as the librarian, but it's particularly important with technology. Technology is a world of accuracy, and you need to be very careful to be technologically precise in your answers. And that's not just having correct information, but also using sources that are authoritative. So important sources that aren't just somebody on the internet telling you how you should do something, because you're going to find sources like that if you just Google them. And they also need to be fair and representing a good cross-section of intelligence and academic research. Please be aware of bias. I don't know if it'll be a big issue in this paper, but you are asked to answer a couple little questions like what if at the end of your paragraphs. So be thinking about the point of view of the authors as well. So we need to talk about the strategies that you're going to use to find information during your research. I'm hoping that throughout the time you're in high school, you already know the answers to this. But that's why I'm here. Your strategy for right now is going to be, hey, what does Mrs. Odd have to say about this? And as with everything, Mrs. Odd says to start at the Ridgeline High School website. Don't just Google this stuff. You start to sound really dumb to professors if we're talking about higher ed. As we get closer and closer to higher ed, we need to use authoritative academic sources. So we're going to start at the Ridgeline High School website, and down there at the right hand on the banner there is the little library website. That takes you to lots of options that we have here in the library. This is the overdrive that you're used to read online. This is what we have here in the library at school. Front and center is Utah's Online Library. Now you can get to Utah's Online Library by Googling that name and it will pop up and you'll get into the right place. However, if you try to enter Utah's Online Library when you're not in a Utah school, it will put up a little paywall for you. And every year they change the username and password. And you can write it down, you can try to remember it, and I just have the hardest time remembering, so I always hide it here on this button. This year it's online and database. I can't even show you how it works because I'm recording this here in a Utah school. So it's not going to throw up the paywall when I click on it. But if you ever forget, if you've gone in through Ridgeline Library, you can always go back and see online and database is the username and password. So when you click on that, it's going to take you into the collection from Utah's Online Library. Lots of choices here, lots of good choices here. You could do this assignment using different databases, but I'm going to use the Gale reference source just because it's a little more academic and it's pretty good with technology as well. When I click on that, there are lots of different databases to use, and I sat there and looked at them for a while and tried to decide which would be best. Maybe science, I don't know. But then I noticed this Power Search, and that just searches everything. In fact, it's like a super smart Google. So once you're into these smart, expensive Gale reference collections, now it feels like Google, and that's fine with me if you feel like you're in Google. You're going to do your searching in this search bar just like as if you were searching in a generic search engine. Okay, so Mr. Ferris has given several options for some ideas to get you started. And let me emphasize that is just to get started. I'm not a real techie person, and so I just grabbed one off of his list and I typed in inventory and technology. Now, before we go any further, please notice that the and is in all capital letters. That's super important. It's called Boolean searching. It's a computer way of thinking, and it is a saying, it's a true false statement kind of is the way Boolean technology works. And so it wants inventory, yes, true, and true technology. So it's looking for articles that have a lot. It means both. It can give you too many, and in this case it kind of did. It gave me 43,000 magazines and 21,000 academic journals and so forth and so on. So it's almost too much, but it was a place to start for me. So I just started scanning down, scanning down through this list until I could come up with an idea for my paper, because I really don't know what I want to do yet. Inventory and technology. So I scanned and scanned and scanned and scanned. Oh, and I came upon that one near the bottom, the jewelry industry. I thought that was kind of cool. And so I clicked on that, and there's the article. It tells you exactly how long the article is up here at the top. This Lexile will tell you what grade it is. That's about a 13th grade. And it also gives you opportunities to save it. So once I've decided, and I read down a little bit through it, and I thought, oh yeah, the jewelry, maybe I'll do jewelry. And it talks a little bit about trying on jewelry through technology. I've done that with like glasses, or actually 3D printing some jewelry. I thought that's a pretty good idea. So please, once you decide you really like it, use this Google Drive button and save it to your drive. I started looking at stuff like this for Mr. Ferris a couple of days ago, and then I went back to find it, and I typed in jewelry industry and technology. I could not find this article again. It was impossible. So please save it, or at least print it so it's there, and the whole thing comes to you, shows up in your drive just like this. Here's technology accessorizing. It looks exactly like that, and when I click on it, it's in an easy reader form, and at the very bottom, hallelujah, is the citation. Mr. Ferris is requiring citations for all 3 articles. You don't have to do any thinking, you just have to have it. So if this is in your drive, this is in your drive as well. It'll be at the bottom of the article. So please save the article once you know you like it, okay? So once I knew I liked that, I just went in and redid the search, and that's what I really, really want to emphasize. You have to search again and again and again. That first screen I got, there was only one article about jewelry, so I did it again, jewelry, and all in capitals, technology, and then there's a whole bunch. Oh, there's one about e-shopping, there's augmented reality, there's tons here for you. Again, there's, well, 6,000 for you. So you're going to have to refine that search term over and over until you get 3 that are relevant to each other. Again, oh, look, there's me trying on glasses. Yep, that's what I did. Save them to your drive. I tried a couple others because I wasn't too into the jewelry one. I tried sports. That was another one of the suggestions on your handout. Sports and technology, look what it gave me. It gave me a lot of sports betting and gambling type things, lots of things. That isn't what I intended. When I saw the sports stuff, I thought I wanted like athletes and improving my performance by tracking my Fitbit, those types of things. So I had to think to myself, what is that? Is that wearable, gosh, what would that be called? Wearable technology? So I tried a few different things. I finally settled on athletes and technology. Whoops, I don't know where that red box came from. Athletes and technology, and that gave me some better, what I was thinking of. It came up with this one that's Bology, which is allowing students to work out and to follow the workout regime of some pro athletes. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was more what I was talking about. And then I searched again on coaches and technology. As you read through the article or even scan through the article, you will come up with what other search terms you could do. So I wanted to know about professional, but nope, I don't want professional players. I want college players. So I maybe do college players and technology. And just keep digging that out until you find 3 related ones. Again, save them every time. My last one that I tried was agriculture and technology. I figured, okay, I'm a farm kid. I know I'm going to major in, techno and ag science up on campus. Maybe that's something that would be interesting to you. So I tried it with agriculture and, again, technology. Tons and tons and tons of things. So I scanned through here and I thought, oh, none of these, my Indian agriculture, so many of them were talking about the Indian subcontinent. I don't know, they must study agriculture better than we do. But I got down here to the bottom one. It's from a business magazine. We need to have a futuristic vision for agriculture. And I thought, that's pretty good. So I pulled it up. It looked big and hard and long, and it made me a little nervous. So I scanned it. And this is a research method that I really want you to pay attention to. I kind of, big words, big words, big words. So many students just don't read the article, and then they're like, I don't know what to do. Well, you got to read the article. But I scanned and I got to these short paragraphs, and I read them. We need to make farmers aware of the conservation of water and taking alternative crops for cultivation and microbe. We could, and then it came to get to me. I'm going to do irrigation and water conservation. So it's kind of about how to make the world better. And I know that there's been technology that deals with irrigation. So this is my first article. I'm saving it to my drive, but then I'm going to use this term, and you can click straight on it because it is a hot link right there. But I did a search and I did irrigation and technology, and I came up with this article. Perfect. Look, Utah State University. Maybe that's why I knew that it would be a good one. So I have first article about futuristic agriculture. I'm talking about micro irrigation. Oh, irrigation and technology gave me that article. And then I did irrigation and technology again, and I found that I want to cut my water use. This is the whole article right here, guys. Look how short it is, 181 words. Yay! It made it short, it made it easy, and of course I have my source citation for it. I have my 3 articles. I'm ready to answer the questions that Mr. Ferris wants from me. And there they are. And here's my paper. Now, as I told you before, writing the paper wasn't hard. As soon as I had actually read those 3 articles, I could just sit down and write. But let's see if I did okay. Here it is. Question number 1. What was the technology? Current technology allows microanalysis of soil moisture levels. When the soil reaches a certain dry point, the irrigation system kicks in and the water is applied. That's the technology. I've answered that question. How did it change the way people work? Automatic systems such as these allow the farmer to devote more time to other projects, and it's saving water. That's how it's changing the world. What was before? Flood irrigation was used in the past. What's the standard now? This one was a little harder for me. The standard now is to be targeted, to be efficient, and to be monitored. And I didn't go into a huge amount of detail, and I might get marked down on that. I'm not sure. And finally, opinion. What do you think these are positive changes or not? Monitor irrigation can only be good because it's water conservation, but there is less personnel and jobs might be lost. So irrigation systems also expensive. So there's my works cited page. You know how to do that. It's alphabetical. It has a hanging indent. It's indented there, 5 spaces. It's double spaced all the way down. There's not big chunks between them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Yep, it's alphabetized. It's centered in the middle. There's my paper. There's my works cited page. And that is how you are going to be analyzed. And now I'm not sure if you're going to be presenting in class. If I were presenting in class, I would have some pictures to just show what these systems look like. But if you recall, in my article, there were some pictures with it. So that will be easy. I just want to talk about how an efficient irrigation system implementing the technology is essential to the success of the agriculture sector. It has changed the world. So writing the paragraphs are so easy if you've actually done the research. My goal is to get you to be able to do the research and to redo those search terms over and over again until you get it right. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to search and then scan the article. You're going to search again on topics inside. That's like a loop. You're going to search and scan and search and scan. When you find one that's good, you're going to save it to your drive and you're going to keep searching. This is a loop over and over and over. You're going to have to look at more than 3 articles today, but you're going to find 3. This process took me about an hour, maybe 2 hours, just to find the sources. So it's going to take you at least that long to dig through those. But if you're lucky enough to get the right topic quick, you can search that again and again and again. But it needs to be it needs to be huge. It needs to be narrow. It can't just be agriculture and technology. You need to narrow that down like I did, and I got to irrigation and technology. So you're going to start here at the library website, and then you're going to go into the Gale research. Good luck. Come see me if you have trouble.